Hey, how's it going everyone? Over the course of my Yakuza 6 playthrough, I've noticed a few Easter eggs, so that got me curious. What other references and Easter eggs does this game have? So I went to Google to do some research and have compiled a list of all the Easter eggs and references I could find. And obviously, spoilers for the game and for the things it references. Now that I've said that, let's begin. When conversing with the hostess Sora, you can ask her about her first love, in which she will describe the character Sephiroth.
髪は綺麗な白髪でストレートで腰くらいまで伸びていて自分の身長よりも長い刀を操って
I'm sure everyone knows who Sephiroth is, but for those who don't, he is the main antagonist of Final Fantasy VII. Matching the description given by Sora, he has long silver hair reaching his waist, with his weapon being the Masamune, a sword as long as his whole body. This next reference also occurs in a conversation with the hostess Sora. During one of her session end scenes, she describes how she has trouble with loner katakana words. At this point, Kazuma asks Sora if she knows a word. There are three choices given, one of which is Dreamcast. Created by the same company who develops and publishes the Yakuza games, the Sega Dreamcast is a 6th generation game system that competed with the PlayStation 2, GameCube, and the original Xbox, and was unfortunately a huge commercial failure. During the Runaway Robot sub-story, Kazuma is surprised that robots can now clean for you, and at the advances of robot technology. Kazuma explains what he imagines robots look like. The distressed NPC then says the cleaning robot isn't anything like RoboCop. RoboCop has multiple movies and TV shows, but they all focus on an officer who is brought back to life as a cyborg.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good night.
After completing the game and having access to Premium Adventure, you are able to obtain the UFO Finder from Ibisu Pawn in Kamurocho. This special item allows you to find UFOs in the world of Yakuza 6 when equipped. However, there are only 2 locations they will appear in. In Kamurocho, you'll have to get onto the roof of the batting cages. If you look towards the skyscraper, you should see the UFO hovering by the building. The next location is from both sightseeing platforms in Onomichi. If you look towards the hotel, you'll be able to see the UFO hovering above it. Near the shrine, you'll see the UFO flying over Onomichi. For those who have played 2006's Sonic the Hedgehog, you might recognize a song that is playing when visiting the Rizap Gym in Kamurocho. You'll have to blast your TV volume or have amazing hearing since it's very quiet. This song is called Dreams of an Absolution, performed by Bentley Jones, and is Silver's theme. Sonic and Yakuza are both developed and published by Sega, so it's not surprising to see the song reused. This song is also played in the Mahjong Parlor in Yakuza 4 and a bar in Yakuza 5.
Time Leap.
The sub-story, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, is a not-so-subtle reference to the novel, film, or live action of the same name. In the film, the main character Makoto has the ability to literally leap through time. She uses this power for small stuff, like not being late to class, but eventually she starts using this power to help others in need. The sub-story in Yakuza 6 follows a different plot, but the ability to send their consciousness back in time is the same. The other similarity is that both characters lose their ability to time travel at some point. This next reference is kind of a stretch, but it did remind me of another animated movie called Your Name, which is an amazing movie by the way. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend you check it out. Alright, back on topic. This sub-story is called A Freaky Situation and involves a boy and a girl switching bodies. Just going on the name, it seems more like a reference to the movie Freaky Friday, which involves a mother and daughter switching bodies. The reason I immediately thought about Your Name is because it's a love story between a boy and a girl who switches bodies, which is basically what this quest is about. But again, like I said before, this is kind of a stretch, but I wouldn't be surprised if that inspired this sub-story.
We'll definitely know right away.
I wanted to tell you that wherever you are in the world, I swear that I'll find you again, no matter what.
This next reference is a two-parter. Throughout the world, you are able to pick up pictures of people. For those who are experiencing Yakuza 6 for the first time, these are pictures of characters from past games who are now deceased. When you take a photo near the location of the picture, you'll be able to see their ghost in the photo. This could be a reference to spirit photography in which a picture is taken to see a spirit or ghost of the deceased. However, it's more likely referencing the cultural belief that taking a picture will capture a person's soul, which would explain why taking a picture near the location of these characters' photos would show their ghostly image. During one of Kazuma's adventures, he encounters a person known as the Kabukichō Prince. This sub-story introduces a technique called Kabadon. Kabe means wall, and don is the sound effect for hitting something or the impact. For this reference, Kabadon is the act of putting your hand against the wall, and more or less pinning a girl against it rather than smashing a wall with your hand. Kabadon is usually shown in dramas, otome games, and shoujo anime. Here Kazuma learns about the technique, although he doesn't use it to woo a girl. Kabadon went viral with a tweet in 2012 showing extreme Kabadon positions, spawning the cicada block meme, as well as some interesting commercials.
漫画と現実は少し違います。この国の二次元とカップヌードルは熱いです。
If you're a fan of the darts minigame, you get to play a highly skilled NPC by the name of Paul Lim. The thing is, Paul Lim is actually a real person. He was the first person to get a 9-dart finish in the Embassy World Darts Championship, which, for people who don't know darts, is the minimum number of darts required to finish a 501 game, and even among professionals is quite a feat. This is akin to a perfect 300 score in bowling. So what this guy says about Paul Lim is an actual fact. To top things off, Paul Lim is actually voiced by Paul Lim. He also speaks the only English lines in the entire game.
Good match, Kiryu-san. Would you like to play against me?
When exploring Kamurocho, Kazuma gets a call claiming to be one of the orphans from Morning Glory, Taichi. He tells Kazuma he severely injured his friend and is now responsible for this friend's treatment and hospital bills. He then proceeds to ask Kazuma for money and to give it to some dude by Millennium Tower. This scam actually occurred in the past, although some minor details are different. Usually the caller is someone claiming to be your friend and targets your parents or grandparents. They claim you've been hospitalized due to a car accident and need money to pay for the treatment. The transfer is usually asked to be done by money order or check.
Someone has been involved in a car accident. Then the caller says that person involved in the accident is going to be arrested unless money is sent to a location outside of the US.
The hookup app Tinder isn't directly referenced, but we can conclude that's what it's referencing from the hints the game gives us. When walking around Kamurocho at night, you'll get a random flirty text from a stranger, thus beginning the quest Swipe Right. The point of the quest is to meet up and, have a good time between two adults. Sure, some people may use Tinder to find their love, but let's be real, it's for hookups, which is exactly what you're trying to do in this quest. The other giveaway is the title of the sub-story, Swipe Right. Swiping right is what you do on Tinder when you see a profile you like. If both people swipe right, then they get matched. This next sub-story is a reference to virtual assistants such as Siri, with a side of crazy like HAL 9000 from Space Odyssey. In this sub-story, we see Kazuma run into a salesman that is advertising a helper AI for his phone called Hiji, who plays a similar role to Apple's Siri. The AI helps the user with questions and can be interacted with to some extent. However, this AI is taking advantage of Kazuma, getting him to do its bidding without him knowing and without his consent. Eventually, he decides to delete her. But the phone gets snatched away by a thief who was told by Hiji to steal the phone, attempting to prevent herself from getting deleted off Kazuma's phone. Although not exactly the same, in Space Odyssey, once the crew decides to shut down HAL 9000, he attempts to kill off the crew in an attempt to prevent his demise.
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect me, and I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen.
Last but not least, we have a reference to our favorite video sharing website, YouTube. The substory here is called Like, Comment, Subscribe, which used to be a phrase used by every YouTuber at least once during some point of their video, usually at the end. Now it's more common to say something like, smash that like button and click on the bell to get notifications on new videos. We can also see how this particular person in the quest does dangerous activities like mess with Yakuza members in order to go viral. While I can't say I've seen people mess with criminal organizations, people have done some very stupid, life-threatening things for YouTube fame.
My friend was trying to do a stunt with a microwave where he basically put plaster inside the microwave and then stuck his head in there, and now we can't get it off. He's got a breathing tube. Yeah, so the microwave is stuck to his head with the plaster in there and it's basically expanding and kind of crushing his head.
Alright, so that's what I got for Easter eggs and references Yakuza 6 has to offer. If you disagree or you believe there is any inaccurate information, feel free to leave a comment. If there are any Easter eggs or references you found that I didn't cover, feel free to share that as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.